This is from OK_review_3924, who says, my idea is to have a social network built exclusively for coders worldwide. I think we have that.
No.
Yes.
No, he's talking like original Facebook where you can't access things
Oh.
without being like
like yeah, like
invite,
original Facebook, you had to have an EDU account and stuff like that.
Invite
Okay.
only. Yeah.
Okay, let's read before I judge.
Okay.
All right. Hey guys, so I've had this idea for quite a while now, and it primarily came to me because not only am I a fan of communities in general, but also hate LinkedIn because of its brain rotted and pretentious culture. Okay, you're not kidding. So what if there was an honest, authentic social network where people just showed up as who they are without the pressure of having to sound perfect all the time or to look so accomplished?
It's called Facebook.
What's that? It's called Facebook? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's Facebook. Absolutely. Yeah.
Or TikTok.
Okay. So this person actually built the social platform. I'm not going to promote it at this time. I apologize, but we're not promoting things at the moment. But it is an honest, authentic social network. So it looks like what they did was they build it so that
It's like a
software developers
LinkedIn version of GitHub.
In fact, I'm going to go take a look at it and see.
Seems like a
whilst we
it seems like
it.
It's like a social network.
And authentic is that's the whole point of blah blah blah.
So
Social network where exactly right.
I say this all the time, right? Like start everything by finding your community.
Yeah.
Facebook started by being college kids. This guy is starting with coders, right?
Yep.
So for coders by coders. Makes sense to me, right? It's like if you wanted to build a fisherman community, right? You could have a social network that's just for fishermen.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's funny. I think a lot of stuff that is happening is these social networks expanded too far, right?
Yep.
And we are now getting back social networks that are niche specific or topic specific.
Yeah.
So like MySpace became like a music site, right? And
yeah,
it was that for years. I don't know what it is now, but I haven't logged on there in years. Maybe you should log on there next.
You know what I found the other day?
What?
I found my Napster hat.
You found your Napster hat?
I found my Napster hat from like 2002. Nice. I love it. I couldn't believe I still had that.
But yeah, I think we're going to go back into seeing narrower social networks. And you're seeing it on Facebook, for example, is, the vast majority of activity on there now is in the communities portion of it.
Okay.
Right? Like people are going into, they find their golf community or fishing community or hiking community and share, hiking tips and whatever.
Yeah.
But I just think, I think what he's doing is basically niching in on the social network for specific people. And I think that's where we're headed.
No, it is. It is a cool idea. The problem is, how many then social networks do you have? Yeah. Does every niche need its own social network then?
It doesn't necessarily need it. What it comes down to is what size makes it a feasible business, right? If we take people that only like statues of Nittany lions, right? You're probably not going to have enough of a community for that to build a business around it.
Yeah.
Could you have it for fishermen? Yeah. Could you have it for people that play chess? Yeah. Soccer fans?
Yeah.
Coders? Probably. So it really comes down to the size of your market and whether or not that is a feasible market size. And that's where your market research comes in. Like, how many members do I need and how many paying members? Private Facebook groups. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
In essence, right?
That's true. That's a good point.
There's a guy on TikTok that just said,
and he said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, TikTok. Yeah, no, you're right. It is private Facebook groups. You're right. Yeah.
You're just setting up a separate social site for it.
Right? So I'm just trying to think, but no, I like that. I like that's a good point. The groups on Facebook, but also, but then you're still stuck within the realm of Facebook. You can only do what Facebook allows you to
Correct.
do.
And then I have to get all the
I don't know.
Facebook advertising and all that stuff that comes with it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going to check this out actually because you know, I for those of you who don't know, I do. I'm a software guy as well as an attorney, so I'm going to check it out. Maybe there's actually some really cool stuff there. And I will say for certain that most of your software developers do have their own
lingo.
Yeah, there's almost their own language,
Correct.
man. It really is. So maybe it is. Maybe it does need its own place. I don't know. So all right, well, okay, review 3924. That's kind of cool. I'm actually going to check this out when we go offline later on. But it sounds pretty cool.
So it's good enough of an idea that you want to at least check it out.
Yeah, but this person, so this is from Uranium COVID, who says GitHub is the de facto already social network for this, and he's kind of right. It is. That's the first thing that came to mind for me was GitHub.
Me too, right? And you could say Reddit is as well.
Yeah, Reddit has parts where
correct, right? So like
it has certain areas that you don't go to.
But who does Reddit target, right? Because we've now gotten to everyone.
Yeah.
Right. And I always have a problem with if you market to everyone, no one will listen. Yeah. Right. So even if he expands this social network later on, the fact that he's marketing to someone specific, at least gives him a chance of getting this up and running.
And hey, good, best of, and honestly, quite frankly, even if it doesn't work, you built a social network. You know how hard that is? That's not an easy thing to do. So best of luck to you. All right, we have a question from TikTok. This is from Michael Clark. So thank you, Michael Clark. Appreciate it out there. Who says, let's discuss the value of solo 401ks for solopreneurs. All right, well, I'm going to start prefacing that with this. That's more of a question for an accountant or a CPA, financial advisor. I know a little bit about this stuff, but this I'm not giving legal advice here. I'm just saying what I know a little bit about. So, part of the issue used to be that if you were by yourself and you owned a business, you could not start a 401k for your company, right? You could do an IRA or something like that, but you couldn't start a 401k for your company, and therefore you wouldn't get those tax benefits. And then I forget how long ago it started, but it wasn't that long ago. The IRS now allows you to do a solo 401ks, where if it's you or maybe even you and your wife are running a company, you can start a 401k. And there's some good advantages to it. You can, I think, I want to say it's like $65,000 a year, something you can put into it, but you have to be making a certain amount of money too. You can't put 100% of your salary in there. And then, it's just like any other, 401k. But part of the drawback with it is I think there's a little more complication when it comes to the calculations on what you can and can't put into it every year. Otherwise, what you're going to do is you're going to put every penny you can from your company into it. The IRS doesn't want you to do that. And then secondly, I believe if you were to hire employees, now this is where I'm not positive, so this is not tax advice, but I believe if you hire employees, you have to change the plan right away. You can't keep that plan with the new employees. And so I think if you keep it for too long, you forfeit or lose a portion of the money you put in already.
From what I remember, you cannot have a 401k plan that only the owners can contribute to. Right.
Oh, that's correct. No, that's absolutely correct. But that doesn't mean that the owners are the only ones. You can have it where the owners are the only ones contributing, but that's only because the employees chose not to.
Right. But if you
have to offer it to them.
Yes. And if you are having a company match it, like if you're doing a match for yourself,
right,
you have to offer that same match to every employee.
Correct. Right.
So yeah, there's all kinds of other plans that are available. And for this one, I have a guy that I just send people to because I don't want to get into
it. Yeah, exactly. There's so many rules and things that are involved with it. So that's why I said.
That's like our buddy that I sent over to him because he was like, I don't know what I should be putting into retirement or where or what.
Oh, yeah.
And the tax benefits alone from being able to utilize this is because like if you're a high earning individual with a company, you want to look at as many of these things as you can, because you're basically delaying your income, your taxable income.
Yep.
So that's really the goal with a lot of these as a solopreneur, is how can I pay taxes on this when my income stops, instead of having to pay taxes on it when the income is there now and I'm in a different tax bracket.
Right. Yeah. So, I think what we should do, you and I have a good friend, Rick, that's a financial advisor. We should probably bring him on one of these days. We should bring somebody on, but we should bring him on one of these days and do an episode on that, because there are a lot of great ideas for, entrepreneurs when you're first starting out and it's just you and a partner or something like that, on great ways to save for retirement, tax strategies, etc. So Michael Clark, I'm sorry I don't have the best answer for you for this, but this just isn't something that I'm entirely familiar with. I know a little bit about it, but I don't think I know enough to give you a solid answer on it. But what I'll do is we'll reach out to Rick and so we can get him on here.
The only reason I know as much as I do is because I golf.
You've done it.
No, I golf with a guy that does exactly this.
Is that right?
He works with entrepreneurs and startups through he works with bigger entities too.
Yeah.
But helps them figure out what tax relief or what vehicles are available that when you earn a certain level allows you to start putting money away that helps relieve the tax burden out.
Yeah. Because it's so funny. If you're a small business owner and you sit with and remember, there is a difference between an accountant and a tax strategist.
Correct.
Sometimes they're the same person, but not always. And you sit with a tax strategist and you say, hey, I want you to help me with my taxes for this year. Okay. How much are you putting into your IRA or your 401k? And if your answer is nothing, they just start laughing at you because that's the easiest, most basic way of saving money.
It's Roth IRA.
Roth IRA or something like that. Exactly. So
there's all kinds of things that can be done.
All right, so let's move on. But I definitely want to check out that coding social media platform later on.
If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.